Hey, what's up, guys? Random Comic here. Me and Some Kind of Hate just finished our first weekly discussion, and we have a time limit on how we can record, so we didn't fit our whole discussion in there. But why don't you tell them what we wanted to discuss?
Yeah, so as you guys know, if you've been following some of YouTube videos, there's been a pretty big discussion about the quickscoping and Black Ops ordeal, and recently there was a post on JD 2020's Twitter account, and if any of you guys don't know who he is, I'm pretty, it's probably pretty safe to say that you guys know who he is, but he's the, community manager for Black Ops, or Treyarch I should say. And he posted some, pretty controversial stuff about quickscoping and Black Ops and how well it's going to be and how effective it's going to be and everything. So we pretty much just want to upload this video and get our 2 cents in and what we think about it. And I'm not going to say that me and Random have the exact same opinions because we're not going to. So there might be a little arguing going on in here, but I mean, what can you say about it? We watched a couple of videos on machinima that got posted by, I came across the likes of Fisticuffs, Zergriz, of course, who would have a big say on it because he's, worldly known for quickscoping, and then we have, the Hutch, CNanners, and Mr. Sark video that got uploaded. What would you like to start off by saying about this whole discussion there?
Well, the first thing I wanted to talk about was something that JD actually tweeted, and it was somebody asked him, and I'm trying to get the exact quote right here. They pretty much said, "How effective is quickscoping in Black Ops from 1 to 10?" And he said 0. And coming from somebody that is basically helping the community and is, trying to make sure that all the stupid stuff doesn't get into the final game, why do you think that they would do that? I'm not really sure because I never really heard that many people complain about how quickscoping was overpowered.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say how, like, in Modern Warfare 2, they definitely did make it easier than like Call of Duty 4, but the only reason I think it is because maybe he's not really good at it. That's the one thing I'm thinking. And obviously, you get frustrated when you see teammates doing that. That's the one thing I would have to say. I don't really quickscope myself, but I have enough experience of having teammates trying to do it that I know that it's frustrating when you're trying to maybe have a team deathmatch where kills actually matter, and you're watching some guy running with his head down into a spawn or running across like a bridge in a high traffic area. He just keeps on getting taken out, not learning from it, and he's just trying to rush the spawn and, get some crazy montage clip, and he really just hurts the team, and I take a loss, and that just really disappoints me.
Yeah, like, what I like to say about that whole thing there is that, it's not that I have a problem with quickscoping. Like, by the way, I just want to say about this video here, this isn't supposed to be a representation of quickscoping or anything like that. It just happens to be a gameplay of mine of some COD 4 that we had on my hard drive that we could use to commentate over. But what I like to say is, like I said, I don't really have a problem with quickscoping unless we're losing. And, if you're playing an objective-based game, like say you're playing Domination or Team Deathmatch, where, especially Team Deathmatch, where kills actually matter, the last thing I want to see while I'm losing is some dumbass running around trying to get some montage footage, trying to do 360s and, doing these really unrealistic things in a video game, all for the footage, where, okay, you're playing a team-based thing. If you want to do that shit, go into fucking free-for-all and take a loss and get your footage that way, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You're hurting people that are trying to play a team-based game, and I just want to say something that you said. You said how unrealistic it is. And I know that they're trying to make it... The sniping is obviously being pushed towards being more realistic. And there's a few things that I'm not sure if Treyarch is going to do wrong, but definitely Infinity Ward did wrong. If you had a sniper rifle, your mobility was full. You had the same mobility as a guy running around with like a mini Uzi or a UMP.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to pick up like a Barrett or a 50 cal rifle. Those things are freaking heavy, man. Like, if you're holding that thing up straight and like actually, if you're trying to quickscope with that, like, that's like the fakest shit you're ever gonna see in a video game. Like
Hey,
nobody's gonna be able
you
to hold like a heavy ass gun and be able to do some crazy 360 with that. That's just ridiculous. If the
it's
mobility was gonna be real, it would be completely down to like a light machine gun running very slow.
well, like I like to say, first of all, I mean, go on to YouTube and you can type in Barrett 50 cal and watch somebody shooting a real Barrett 50 cal. You're gonna see them laying prone on the ground with a mount, not moving, and that bullet is enough to take your eyeball out. And if you were to try to attempt to lift something like an intervention or a Barrett 50 cal, you know, and whatever's gonna be a Black Ops, I'm not really sure the names of the sniper rifles, but I actually do want to bring a quote up right now. I'm on JD 2020's Twitter account. I'm just making sure I get the quotes right. He says, "No sniper rifles will be useful for quickscoping." I think this is fair enough to say that it is true. There is not a sniper rifle out there that would even be capable of being able to handle and maneuver like that and bring up to your eye and scope in somebody that's within, 10 feet of you. You have a better chance of just shooting off the hip and putting the fucking muzzle, in his chest and killing him than you would trying to bring it up to your eye and scope somebody in. It's just not gonna happen. And I mean, one thing I like to bring up in that Zirgris said in his response to this is that, there's always going to be quickscoping and that he played the beta and you can still quickscope. I mean, of course, in a video game, you're still going to be able to try to, do those kind of things and pull them off, but I mean, as far as Black Ops is, I think what they're really trying to do is just keep players doing the objective. Like, okay, there's obviously going to be guys that are still going to be trying to do it, but they want this game to be all about the gameplay, all about the team effort, all about the evening out the guns. And I think the last thing that, JD 2020 or Treyarch wants to see is guys just running around with sniper rifles, pulling off like these circus moves, and, it's really unrealistic. And like they said, they're trying to make this the most realistic and balanced first-person shooter game ever.
Yeah,
But I can say that it kind of contradicts itself in the fact that you guys played World at War. You know how unbalanced the submachine guns were. And, I don't have an exact quote from this video, but from the Hutch, CNNers, and Mr. Sark video, they were saying that the submachine guns are definitely going to overpower this game. And I can see how, guys that like to use the sniper rifles would be upset about this, because somebody running around off the hip, for instance, with steady aim, shooting a submachine gun with no effort at all, is just as frustrating as getting somebody sniping you with a no-scope. And you just get pissed, you're like, oh, that guy just got me with a fucking no-scope. Well, I'd be just as pissed if some guy ran around off the hip just shooting me with steady aim and didn't even take the effort to aim down sight. So in its own way, I feel like it kind of evens itself out. But, I mean, I don't know where I'm really going with this right now, Brandon. What else can you say about this? I'm just kind of trying to bring some things from the videos that I watched.
You made a really good point. I just want to say, but like coming from Zirgris' point of view, he's one of the most well-known and like well-respected. So he's obviously a very good player. There's no debating that. But I think this is more or less the players that aren't very good at it, and they're trying to do it. They're hurting teams. We already said that. But like you were talking about, World at War, everybody knew MP40 and Jug was the gun everybody used. And I think it's going to be more of the same. It's Treyarch. They're not going to change like their foundation of a game. They're still going to make it a rifle versus a submachine gun. And the shotguns are going to play a few maps. There's going to be select maps where you're going to use the shotgun. But JD 2020 even said that they're going to be close-range shotguns. Everybody in real life know a shotgun can frickin' shoot, 50 yards, 100 yards if you got the right slug.
And I can say right now, I shoot guns myself, and I've been to a shooting range where I saw somebody pull out a Saiga shotgun, 12 gauge, and shoot with a red dot sight at 50 yards, and he was hitting the X-ring. So there's no doubt that a shotgun can kill somebody for more than, the video game.
It seems like 10 feet in Black Ops. Like, there's no range at all.
Right.
I mean, there's a few things I wanted to talk about, and coming from like the Zergers point of view, like I was saying, it's pretty much gonna separate the men from the boys, and the people that thought that they were good with Sleight of Hand Pro and Black Ops. This has pretty much been everywhere, but for anybody that doesn't know, Sleight of Hand Pro doesn't work for sniper rifles in Black Ops. There's another disadvantage that they're giving them.
Yeah, and
the only good perk that a sniper can use is, I mean, you can use the Warlord Blink perk, and I don't know what you're gonna put on it, maybe a silencer or something, but that's gonna weaken your weapon. And the only perk that I've seen that actually is like a pro sniper is the Scout perk, which gives you a longer hold breath, kind of like Steady Aim Pro did.
And all that's going to really encourage is the hard scoping. And
exactly, they want people to kind of hard scope. It sounds funny, everybody hates it, but they seem to enjoy the hard scoping and realistic kind of gameplay as composed to the, you know, crazy circus shots that everybody likes to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see why they would do that, because if you're gonna go for the more realistic game style, that would be more realistic. I mean, if they really wanted to make it realistic, they would make it so that your sniper rifle can't, you know, go past a certain range, and that you have to sit back in your spawn and pick guys off from a distance, and the other guys have to rush. If they wanted it to be realistic, that's the way it would be. They'd be sitting there with a mount, not moving, and if they were to move, I mean, the mobility would be so little that it wouldn't even be, like, effective at all to snipe. Like, no, who would want to snipe in Black Ops if you can use the MP5 with steady aim, ninja, and, you know, whatever else, and just shoot guys off the hip like no problem?
Yeah, that's more of Treyarch's. I mean, that was what Treyarch and World at War, they're pretty much known for. Everybody who played World at War and knew how frustrating that was, and it wasn't even like sniping in World at War was very hard. It was, I think, like, they should bring back the sniping from World at War, because that was probably one of the most balanced, like, snipers I've ever seen. Like, it seemed like realistic where I would get a hit marker from long range, and if I actually got him in my sight and got a good shot in the chest or maybe upper body, then he was gonna die.
Yeah, and if anything, like, there was no, you know, quicker aim down sight in World at War, but I mean, if anything, they should have stuck to the World at War style of sniping gameplay, because that, like you said, it was probably the most balanced sniping game out of all the Call of Duty series out there. I mean, you could say that COD 4 here is very similar, but you could still be successful running around in World at War with, you know, the Mazinagana or something, as long as you were good in that you know, area of gameplay. If you're good at sniping, you're gonna be good at sniping. You know, that's just how it is. It's all about how the style of people play, and of course you're gonna have people argue their parts out there. If you're a sniper, yeah, you're gonna be fucking pissed, and you're gonna have to play the way the other people do, because what's gonna happen is whatever's the most overpowering thing, that's how people are gonna play. And in Modern Warfare 2, people found that they can play just as well with a sniper rifle if they got good at quickscoping. So maybe the players from Modern Warfare 2 don't want to have to make that transition into Black Ops and having to learn a different playstyle. Because it's safe to say that it's not going to be the easiest thing to snipe in Black Ops. They're making it very known that it's not going to be easy unless you change your style of play.
I think we're actually going to have to stop this right now and restart, because we're about to hit our time limit, aren't we?
I believe so, yeah. We went on a little bit over what we were supposed to.
So let's stop it right now, and we'll continue this on in the next discussion.
Alright, guys. You know, hopefully you enjoyed some of this, and we'll talk to you guys soon. We just wanted to get a quick little insight on this here. And let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment below, and come check out our channels if you want to come see some of our own gameplay. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the end of this discussion. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, guys, leave a comment if you would like. I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Other than that, peace, guys.
Later.